stuff here set up for you guys. Are you enjoying your evening so far? Oh, fantastic to hear. I am excited to be here. I will be honest, this is my first time being here. But I love the space, I love the audience, I love the authentic stage look of not being able to see you guys. So if you've never been on stage, you will know that you are looking into the abyss right now. So I'm really just performing for a couple of you down in front. Nobody else really matters. No, the truth is about my show, it's going to be a little bit different from what you've seen so far because it is an interactive show. That means some of you guys get to come up here and help me out. Whether you want to or not. I mean, this is part of the show. You paid a ticket for me to run the show. That's what's happening. So, we're going to have a little bit of fun here, and I'm going to actually start out the show. Let me make sure this here's all running correctly. Make sure this is up and going. Fantastic. Okay, I'm actually going to start the show here exactly how every magician should. I'm going to give away a secret. Okay? I know. Oh, no, don't do that. It's a very simple trick. It's one that I think everybody should get to know how to do a magic trick, and so I'm going to perform the right way to do it first because it's important for you guys to remember that moment like, oh, that was amazing. And then you guys get to perform it because I'll tell you what, once you learn the secret to everything that I'm going to do, it's not that crazy, okay? And I figure we're going with the theme of holidays and whatever, so magic Christmas, right? There we go. So now everybody will be able to perform a magic trick here, and you don't need this fancy little case. This is just what I have for no reason at all, other than to hide this part right here. All right, this is what we call the setup, right? Now, in order to perform a magic trick, you need to have your props, and this here is my prop today. This is a silk handkerchief. You can call it whatever you'd like. You can use whatever you want. The important thing is that it's bright and colorful enough for everybody to see. And like I said, I'm going to perform it first, and then I'll explain how to do it, so don't worry about getting confused on the method right now. All I'm going to do is take the silk, and I'm going to tuck it right into my fist, just like this right there. So you start to see it go in. A little bit of a wave. Snap, and even a blow. It's going to change colors, just like this, all the way down, little by little, bit by bit. And remember, you never really want to rush the magic. You want to go very, very slow. So the entire thing starts to change colors, just like that. That's the trick. All right. Now this is the cool part where you get to learn it, okay? You've probably seen something similar to this before, and that's okay, but maybe not the correct way to do it. And that's what I'm going to walk you through here. You need something bright and colorful. You need a handkerchief. Now, of course, here's the secret about magic. You got to have two of them. All right, so what I did in the case that you guys did not see prior to me performing this is because I was down here hidden away. And this is what you can do anywhere. Just don't let your audience know that you're doing this part. I'm going to take this, I'm going to push this into my fist just like this, and it goes all the way down into my fist, and you have to push it end for end like this, so that way when you take it and then pull it out of the bottom, it kind of comes out in that nice long stream, right? So let's get that back up there, because it's kind of like accordion folding on itself. So that way that stays in there, this stays in here, just like this, all the way through, and make sure there's none sticking out like that. So this way, now when we do the trick, it looks like this is the only one we have. Now, of course, I didn't keep my hand in the air like that. That looks foolish, and obviously I'm hiding something. No, magicians have a thing called misdirection. Misdirection is basically where you take something and you make them look at it. In this case, it is the silk. You are the bull and I am the matador, essentially. Okay? So you're looking at this, you're not really paying attention to the hand. I keep my hand moving, act natural. One thing I never actually did was I never opened my hand. Because then you start to wonder where this one went, and that's a totally separate trick that we're not going over tonight. So the idea here is if you have this one, and remember it has to be a separate color, a different color. If they're the same color, it looks like you're just doing this. And that's not cool. So all we're going to do here is take this one, remember? We just push it right on top, just like this on top of the fist. Move it over so you can see everything. You do the magic gesture, you snap, a little blow, and you make it change colors. Cool, okay. So it goes all the way in, and remember you have to do it very slow. And this seems like a simple trick, and a lot of people are like, I don't know. But remember, if you do it slow, you believe it's magic, your audience will think it's real magic. And you go very, very slow. Now, I shouldn't have to explain this, but you never take this one out without pushing this one all the way in. People will know that you have two. You can also add a few little magical gestures too. Instead of just going like this over and over, you can kind of switch fingers. That seems fancy, right? Remember to wiggle your fingers, snap your fingers. If you can't snap your fingers, give it that little blow and make it change. colors, just like this, okay? So that way it goes all the way down, little by little, bit by bit, until the entire thing changes colors. Does that make sense? Fantastic! You guys are a smart audience, I know you'll figure it out. Very good. Now, let's see here. I love doing card tricks. Card tricks is one of my favorite things to do. It's actually where I started out in magic, because playing cards were cheap, and when anybody asks, what do you do for a living? I say, I'm a magician. They're going to say, show me a card trick. However, every time I pull out a card trick, or every time I pull out a deck of cards, like, oh, I've seen this one before. How do you know what I'm going to do? Okay. But I'm not going to lie, most people are absolutely correct. A card trick is simple in the fact that I have you choose a card, and I find the card. That's it. That's the trick. Okay? But that's what we're going to do today, is I'm going to have somebody choose a card, and then I'm going to find it. So not to be a spoiler, but you're going to see a couple just a couple times in the show. I don't know if we have house lights as an option here or not, but anybody here who would like to help me out with this, that would be fantastic. There's people here! That is amazing, fantastic. All right, so we do have a couple people there in the back waving each other down. I'll tell you what, I'll promise to use both of you during the show. So you, sir, on the end, if you'd be so kind to come on up here for me.
You want to do this, Travis?
I'm absolutely sure I'm going to do this. Thank you very much. Round of applause. All right, very good. Now here's what we're going to do. A deck of cards. This is going to be on my performing table. Okay? I'm going to give you the cards. I'd like you to mix and shuffle those cards up the best that you possibly can. I mean, not quickly. We're not going to be here all day doing this. Now, the idea here is exactly as I said. Anytime I do a card trick, you are going to pick a card and I have to find it. The hardest part about doing this trick is not finding your card, but it's to get you to care that I found it. Okay? Because you already expect that's the outcome. If you pick a card and I don't find it, it's not a very good, I'm not a good magician. I'll take the credit, I'll take the blame. All right, how do you feel? Nice and shuffled, mixed up? I don't want to touch these because I'm very dexterous with my hands. The things that you see, well, the things you hopefully don't see, are the things that are going to fool you. So I'd like you to spread the cards out across the top of the case. They're the best of your ability. Fantastic. I know it is slick. Hopefully we don't get too many to fall off. Fantastic. What I'd like you to do is I'll demonstrate this. I'm going to use my least dominant finger. Not much I can do with this that you can't see. I'm just going to reach in. I'm going to slide out a playing card just like this. Okay? I have one card right here. I'd like you to reach in, slide out any card you want, and leave it right there for me. Very good. Now, before we begin, I'm going to give you an option. Do you want to keep this card or do you want to change it?
I'll keep mine.
You're going to keep it. What would you like me to do with mine? Keep it or change it?
You can keep it.
Thank you. You're very kind. I'm going to step forward here so there's no way I can see what your card is. But go ahead and pick up your card, look at it, memorize your card, don't forget it. Feel free to show the audience if you'd like, but there's no obligation to make you do that because this guy here is in on it. I paid him $20 before the show. All right, fantastic. You got the card?
Yep.
And go ahead and return it face down to the table, please.
Good.
I'm going to be very sneaky and look at my card. I better actually memorize that. Okay. I'm going to slide my card back into the deck just like this. I'd like you to take your card, put it anywhere into the pile, gather up all the cards for me, and give them another mix. That makes the trick even more impossible.
You
And
don't need those, do you?
well, I should warn you, not every magic trick works. If you think it's real magic, well, I apologize to whoever told you that. All right. Go ahead and mix these up. They're mixed up with a shuffle? Yeah, fantastic. Please do
Sorry, I
so.
was distracted.
I understand. It sounded like you were distracted.
I was taking notes, distraction.
Okay, very good. I like it. All right. Now, again, you shuffled the cards in the beginning. Spread them out. We each chose a card. I gave you the choice to switch the cards. You decided for both of us to keep our cards. That was your decision. Return them back into the deck. I have no way of knowing what your card was. You put them back in there. You shuffled them up. I have not touched the cards yet. Fair?
Fair.
Thank you very much. I'll take the cards back for the very first time. Now, I bet you can't guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to find your card. Hopefully. Like I said, not every magic trick works. We're going to go with this one here. I feel good about that. Now, what I would like you to do Take the cards, go through them. I want you to remove any card you want. It can be a random card, a favorite card. It's important you know what the card is. Don't look for your card, it's probably here already. But any other card that you want, please put it face down on the table. Let me know when it's there.
There.
Fantastic, I'm gonna step back. Don't tell me what it was, but which one did you just put down, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought so. In the beginning, you chose a card. What was the card that you chose?
9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds. If you could pick that card up for me and show the audience the card that I had taken out of the deck. It was the 9 of diamonds. It scared me for a second. Hold your applause because it gets better. Now, if you remember right, I'll take the cards. I also chose a card in the very beginning. The odds of me finding your card is about 1 in 52. Not that much. But how amazing would it be if he had found my card? Because I also chose a card in the very beginning. Mine was a red card. It was a heart. It was a 6 of hearts. What did you take out of the deck? Show the audience. Thank you. All right. Let me find my box. Put these guys away. Let's see here. I will be honest with you, typically I write down a set list. Today I was like, let's try a couple different new things. So I wrote my set list down on a dollar bill. It's not the easiest to read. So that's where we're at today. Okay, let's try another card trick. A deck of cards here that I don't mind tearing up here just a little bit. So one more time here, let's have some house lights. I'm going to use another gentleman for this one if that's okay. Let's see here. Yeah, you want to come up? Round of applause. Thank you very much. It's bright. Like everybody just disappeared. That's my trick. It's just pretty good. I know, right? All right. What was your name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah. That sounded like a question. Isaiah, nice to meet you. I'm Travis. Okay, Isaiah. Now here's the thing. I said we're gonna do card tricks. I love doing card tricks. It's very simple. Plus, you guys are closer than most of my audiences get to be. So it's fun to be able to do some of this stuff for a little bit larger crowd. Now I'm going to be honest, Isaiah. I could have you pick a card. You probably really don't get a choice anyway. So Isaiah, thank you so much for choosing the 2 of clubs. Isaiah, what's going to be special about this though is I don't want this to be any 2 of clubs. I want you to make this unique. Okay, I want you to put your autograph on it. You can draw a picture, credit card, social securities, whatever you want to put on it. Please take this. You can use this whole thing here to use as your backboard. Anything you'd like, yes. And we're going to show it to the class. Okay. So that's up to you what you'd like to do. And I'll take all of it back here. We'll show everybody. Fantastic. And what do we got? We've got...
It's a nice art.
It is a nice art. It's a little smiley face. Who is that?
I don't know.
Some childhood memory that popped up.
It's in my trunk.
Halloween is over, Isaiah. It's not a good joke anymore. All right, Isaiah. Now here's what we're going to do. Do you trust me?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Well, here's the thing, Isaiah. This is a brand new deck of cards because I'm very germophobic for myself. Okay. But I'm going to trust that you trust me here. So what I'm going to do, Isaiah, is I'm going to take your 2 clubs with that little smiley facey guy on there, and we're going to fold it up, just like this, and then fold it into quarters, just like that. So it's nice and tight, little packet. Now, Isaiah, what I'm going to ask you to do is bite down on this card. Most people do that themselves, Isaiah, but that's quite all right. This will be
Nice
interesting.
trying up for you.
You definitely just volunteered for that part. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a card as well. Mine is the 4 of diamonds, and I will put my autograph on here as well, just like this. Now what we're going to attempt to do is something special. Okay? Anybody knows Isaiah, this is a great time to record. Isaiah, if you can stand right here for me. Fantastic. Kind of loosen up, limber up there just a little bit. Thank you. Okay, had a couple drinks on the way. That's all right. There we go. Perfect. All right, Isaiah, I do apologize for this part.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal you, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference.
Isaiah, most people don't take it that far. Very willing, a little clammy. Isaiah, let me ask you something. Did you feel anything? It was a spark. You're right. Isaiah. Too close? With your little guy on there? Let me see what you have, Isaiah. Go ahead. Show everybody else.
I felt your tongue in there.
Show everybody my card, my signature. Thank you very much. That's fun. I have a lot of people that like fight me on that, but I think we're gonna have to talk after the show. That's okay. I don't know. I got time. Let's see here. I want to try. I'm gonna actually kind of deviate from the card tricks here for a moment. I want to try. I figured this year would be a great place. I don't know if that's a good thing to say. I was going to say that this is a great time for me to actually try something new, and I don't know if that's me talking bad about you guys. Truth is, I just learned this morning, so let's try this. So it could work. It might not. So if it doesn't work, then at least now I have a backup trick, so I was going to close the show with this. So if this doesn't work, we're going to do another card trick. If it does work, then we're going to wrap up the show, and that's not the trick there. So. Fantastic. All right, so I promised there would be somebody back there that I would use here in just a moment. My microphone's falling there. There we go. Perfect. And I'm going to use a few people for this, actually. I'm going to need 3. I'm going to pick on the ladies for this one. So house lights, please, and they can kind of stay on for the remainder of this part of the presentation. I'm going to give you a pen and a piece of paper. On this piece of paper, it's just a line, and it says name. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. Don't write anything just yet. Don't write your own name. It won't be as special. As promised, back here. Do that and a pen. And right here, I'm going to pick on you because you made him come up. All right. Now, here's what I'd like the 3 of you to do. On that piece of paper, it says name and a line. I want you to write down a name, very legibly, so we can show everybody later to confirm that this is true, what's going to happen. A name of somebody. Doesn't have to be your first, but maybe just somebody you had a crush on. How about that? First name of somebody you had a crush on. First name that pops into your mind. Sorry if I get any of you in trouble with this. Maybe not the first one that pops into your mind. You don't need to explain that later. Just write down a name of somebody that you had a crush on. If you don't know a name, that's fine. Make something up. But we just need a first name, and please write it clear enough for everybody to read it later. All right. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down to you, sir. You have a very important role. Inside my pocket here is absolutely nothing. Please reach in there, check it out, make sure there's nothing in there. Thank you very much. All right. Did you write down the name? Fantastic. I'm going to have you fold that up so I can't see it. Okay, very good. Don't expose it, but yes. Drop it in that pocket for me right there, if you would. Yeah, right there. Cool. In there. Who else has one back here? I'm going to do the same thing for you. If you could please drop that in my pocket as well. And over here in this pocket as well. And one more time, if you could just reach in there, give these a little mix and a little fumble around. There you go. Nope, to the left. Perfect. All right. this point that I don't know what names you wrote down, who wrote down what names, but that is my goal to hopefully figure this out. So we're going to start, hopefully, by figuring out who wrote this person's name. I can tell you one thing about this person right now, just by looking at it. This person has terrible handwriting. 100% true. No. This person here wrote down a name. It's a shorter name. I'm going to say it now. Please try not to react to this in any way because I don't want anybody to give away anything. Wrote down the name Ken. Ken is the name that they wrote down. So here's what I'm going to ask each one of you to do when I point to you. I would like you to say that I do not know Ken. That's all you have to say. I do not know Ken. If you could say it down here nice and clear.
I don't know Ken.
Okay. In the back.
I don't know Ken.
Over here.
I do not know Ken.
Fascinating. All very convincing. They all had head shrugs. They all had the head nods, the shoulder shrugs. She threw up her hand and she said exactly what I said. Everybody said, I don't know. She says, I do not know. We also have 3 very good liars in the room. So I apologize if I'm getting you in trouble for this again. But Ken, who wrote Ken? I have a very good suspicion. I don't think it was you, just because the way that you said exactly word for word what I was saying. So I do not think that you wrote the name Ken. I think it was one of you two over here. One more time, nice and clear, could you say, I do not know Ken?
I do not know Ken.
In the back?
I do not know Ken.
Do not know Ken. I think I know who knows Ken. I think I know who wrote Ken. And it's absolutely not you. It was you. You wrote Ken? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Let's go for another one here. All right. This one, let's try to do this without reading any body language. Now that I have an idea of the way that you speak, the way your mannerisms are, I can kind of tell this just from the fluctuation of your voice. So again, feel free to try to hide this. But we're going to go with a Herman. Okay? Let's go with, what question should we ask? And I don't want to look at you when you say this. So let's go, I have never met Herman in my life. Over here, please.
I've never met Herman in my life.
Okay. Over here.
I've never met Herman in my life.
Okay. This one felt very storybook. This one felt very guilty. I'm going to say Herman is on this side. Is that correct? Yes. Herman right there. Now, let's be honest. If I pull out the last name, I know who wrote it. Over here, you wrote a name. You're the last one left. I want you to think of this name. I want you to think of it very clearly. I want you to visualize this person. You can tell he's nervous because he popped on his phone. He's ready to search Facebook. Okay, so I want you to think of this person vividly as if they were here. The first time you met this person, I want you to imagine this name really, really big written across the room in the air. And I want you to imagine this name. I want you to imagine the first letter, the second letter, the third letter, all the way through. But not just the letters, like they have no meaning, like you're doing the alphabet. Put emotion into it. Try to project this to me, what those letters are. Don't ever say it verbally out loud, but you may agree or disagree if I get one of them correct. I'm going to say it's 6 letters. Ish. Math's hard. Let's jump to the end. It ends with an N. Is that correct? It does end with an N. Let's go with it starts. There's an O and an A, and it starts with a J. Is that correct? Is it Jordan that you're thinking of? Fantastic, it is Jordan. You, sir, I don't want to reach in there. Could you reach in there, see if that is the one piece of paper remaining in my pocket? Make sure there's nothing else in there as well. Could you please open that piece of paper up, read it aloud for the class?
Jordan.
Jordan, fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to see you. All right. Thank you guys so very much. Let's see here. I think that kind of wraps up my set for the most part here. Did you guys enjoy it? Awesome. Thank you so very much. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the rest of the evening. I'm glad that you are here and continuously supporting local art wherever you're from. Thank you so very, very much.